Hi everyone and welcome back. I have a U-Shin Showa NX. It's a red belt lock. There's 13 pins in 3 rows, left, top, and right. And this is my first red belt lock. I'm pretty excited about it. So I did wind up progressive pinning this one. There was a reason for that and I'll get into that later. Let's get picking and see how it goes. This one is a little camera shy. Let's see if we can get it done. Usually I kind of narrate while I'm picking, but I find that it's too distracting for this lock, so I won't be doing it. Not much anyway. Good clicks there. Good click on a left pin. Good click there. A little bit of core movement. Another click and more core movement. Another click. I haven't cracked the code in regard to binding orders, so I drop pins quite a lot. I guess that's to be expected. Here's a binder. Good click. Another one. Another binder here. It's good counter rotation on these spools. But the spools themselves aren't the tricky part here. At least it seems to me. The hardest part is just the pin orientation and accessing them. There's a 0 lift at the back here that is gatekeeper for a couple others. So I have to switch picks. Good click there. There we go. Nice click on that one. And I found in this lock, because the pins dropped so often, I have to go back through repeatedly, like scrubbing through the lock, just to find pins that are out of place. That one dropped. Got a click. Here's another, I think. Yep. That's loose. Loose. Is that binding? Well, there's a little bit. I think I might have overset that very back pin. I'm gonna let off tension, let a couple things drop. We'll see where that leaves us. Okay. Feels like things are falling into place. There's a binder. Yep. There we go. I feel like we're close. Yep. We're getting there. This might be the last one, and it's really hard to get on. No, something else. Well, here's one. There. That's probably the deepest false set that I've experienced. And this here might be the last pin. Yes. Got it. That is open. Whew, okay. How long did that take? 12 minutes, good lord. Okay, let's lock that back up. Let's do a gut. I got this lock from Georgia Jim, I believe it was. Thank you, Jim. It came to me a little while ago. It's been sitting on my shelf. Okay. Right side. One, two, three, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, come back here. Where was that? There we go. These pins here appear to be passive. I don't know what they're for. They don't interact with the key at all. So I'm not sure why they're there. We'll move on to the tops. I've gotten really good at counting to 6 with this lock. So these spools, or these drivers rather, most of them are spooled. I think there's one or two, one for sure, that looks like a standard. Doesn't appear to be a security pin. And some of them give a lot of counter rotation, which is fun, and it doesn't seem to be much of an issue, although a lot of pins do drop. But I guess that's to be expected when there's 13 of them. I think I mentioned earlier, I never really identified a binding order. Like there's pins that bind early and often and drop a lot. So it's the nature of the beast, I guess. This one here in pin 1, or sorry, in chamber 1, is a ball bearing detent that biases the core for key insertion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay. Come on. There we go. Still in frame? Yeah. And there's the ball bearing. That's all the pins. Now, when this came to me, it had one screw here and it was stripped. So that meant that I wouldn't be able to fully gut it. So I drilled that screw out. Unfortunately, I have another Showa lock that has the same screws, and I had 2 of them. So I borrowed one from that other lock, and here we go. Now I can fully gut it. So there's the cylinder. You can see inside, kind of. Get a reflection there. And the plug. There we go. Is that milling? This is actually the first time I've taken the plug out. Yeah, there's little steps there. Can you see that? All of them have it. Oh, that's probably... So the pins... Yep, that's just so the pins don't fall through. Yeah. Okay. So there it is. There's the plug. Let's get a close-up of the pins, and then we'll talk about that fun little issue that was at the back. Here we go. Whoops. So you can see, I think all but 1 or 2 of the pins are spooled. You can see, where are we here? You can see the spooling on those pins. Where's that one? Here's one. Doesn't have any spooling on it. None of the key pins have. All right, let's get the phone back in the holder. Sorry for the shaking. All right, where are we? 20 minutes. Not bad. It's my pinning tweezers here. So let's have a look at some of the pins. Do have spooling on them, so you can overset these, and it happened a lot. You really got to be careful with these ones. So on to the issue that I encountered. Where's the key? Here's the key. Okay, so if we're looking at the key here, this row up top is the right side. This row is the left side. If you flip it, it's on that side, and then the top keys go in these marks. If you look here, we've got 2 pins. This is right at the back. This one is a 0 lift, which I didn't realize. It felt like it was binding. And I kept trying to set it, so I was oversetting it and getting nowhere. This one here it just needs a little nudge, like just enough to get the pick past it, and anything more will overset. But the real fun stuff is here on this side. Here's a pin that you can see how close it is to its right side neighbor. And with a pick in there, you can feel a little bump between this pin and that pin. You can feel the little divot between them. But what you can't feel is that pin. So I didn't even know it was there. I was picking this, trying for a couple days, getting nowhere. I was just going in circles until I decided, okay, I'll progressive pin it, which I don't normally do. That's just me being stubborn, I guess. But I'm glad I did, because I don't think I would have got anywhere with it if I hadn't. And then there's another pin that is at the top between these two that is a max lift. So there's no cut in the key for it. And you can't really feel that one either unless you get this one set properly and get the pin in, the pick in between the two, and you can just barely feel it. Like it's hard to locate for me anyway. Yeah. So that's all I've got to say about it. Really excited about this. My first red belt lock. 13 pins. Easy to overset. Good feedback. Anyway. Thanks again to Georgia Jim for selling me this lock. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.